Alright.
It's a kingdom party.
Kingdom party. Eat it up. Eat them. Comics Plus, what's going on? My name is Akasan.
What's up, Super Chris, DC Son? Oh, that's the second one he caught me laughing.
We're talking about crises on infinite Earths and countries.
Oh.
All right, here we are, guys, for the season 2 finale of Kingdom.
Kingdom!
Things have taken a big turn, actually.
Yeah, they have. Everything just went down the drain. Queen was like, hey.
Yeah, fuck it.
Then forget all you guys. Everybody's dying.
If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. Yeah.
She's rickrolling everybody.
Rickrolling.
I got a question. Do you think she
Dick
has a
rolling.
contingency plan for herself?
This is what I'm
Or is she just like, nah,
Yo,
whatever.
I'm telling you, that baby way too fucking quiet to be like, that baby
I
has
look at it
nothing.
as the babies just sleep, and they're playing that up in their show by not bringing attention to it, because a real baby would be making
Right.
a lot of noise.
All I'm saying is that, like, she's just gonna be like, her contingency plan is that shit is like a stick of dynamite or something. Here, motherfuckers! Pow! I'm out.
Like she leaves the baby, and they have to decide save the baby or kill her kind of situation.
Right, because she did mention something a few episodes back, or even last episode, that she needed to prepare something for her son or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but props to the actress, because she actually plays.
She has a good poker face.
Yeah, but not even that. She actually plays a very convincing, strong-willed Asian woman. Like, the one thing about foreign dramas is the fact that...
They always make the Asian characters submissive.
Yeah, and like, even if they're angry or upset, you don't really see it a lot. But she has this look that I kind of like when she's talking. Like, when she's talking with like this vindictive personality, you can see it all over her face. And she's like, what, you think this is it? Like,
Right.
I'm like, yeah, she does. It's something.
She's like, what, you thought you were playing the game?
Right.
I
it's...
am the game.
yeah,
She's believable. She's believable.
And it's something you just generally only will see in more American like dramas, and I've noticed in like foreign or like a lot of Asian dramas, you don't have that kind of like face, and so I like that.
That and what I like about her character is she has a very innocent look to her and
Right.
demeanor,
Right.
but the other side of her is clearly different.
True.
And she's just as strong as the male
True.
characters that's on the show.
And you're still trying
without
to
lifting a finger.
True that, and you're still that is true.
Because she's
been sitting this entire 2
fight
seasons.
anybody. Yeah, I
She's-
think she walked a couple feet downstairs in
Right,
the,
right. We didn't even see that. Like
downstairs, she was just standing there.
she
came around the corner.
teleports.
Yeah.
She teleports.
That's it. It's like she hasn't had to leave that place. Maybe 2 rooms, actually. 2 rooms. The Emperor. Because he brought her
That's right.
to see the Emperor when he got
That's
turned.
right.
So it's like 2 main places she was at. She didn't really need to do anything. She was like, you guys you go over there.
Well,
do
let's
that."
see. I mean, let's see how this wraps up, because I am kind of curious. This is the last episode. If this is going to be the end of the season,
Or a cliffhanger.
another cliffhanger, because I honestly cannot predict where would this story go unless they introduce an entirely new factor that hasn't been mentioned.
Which is
yeah.
something I'm actually enjoying about the show. Because it can't easily predict what's going to happen, it's making it interesting for me. That's what made me interested in a few other TV shows before, not comparing directly Game of Thrones and some stories, parts of Lost. Mainly because you didn't know where the director was going in the storyline.
Right.
And that makes it interesting. Introducing another factor, maybe another kingdom, invading kingdom.
That's what I was kind of thinking. And then I'm still trying to...
And they got to team up together.
What I was kind of thinking is... It didn't really get addressed, and I'm pretty sure we can both agree that the uncle that the Crown Prince talked to was not in this.
I want to say he wasn't, but
right?
Because it's like when he met his uncle, it wasn't a flashback. Because when he met his uncle, he was still outside the kingdom, in his crown prince uniform, so to speak. Still had the scratches from the previous battle, so it's not a flashback. And he talked to him, but it's like I don't recall seeing the uncle after that. Like,
Unless I thought it was the guy who give me the sword guy, right?
Yeah,
but it's
I kept
not
thinking
him,
it's
right?
him, but it's like no, he looks a little too young and too clean.
Right.
Now, of course, his uncle would be cleaned up, but still, how would his uncle get there before him? Unless he sent him there on purpose to tell them what he wanted.
Right,
to
because we saw the guy and especially the guy who confessed or whatever.
Yeah.
If that was actually the uncle, they would have treated him a little bit more with like, oh
yeah,
shit, you
that
know?
And because his uncle was gone for so long,
right,
and a distant uncle, so he wasn't directly related to that
true,
in that situation.
True.
And that guy, he left at the beginning of the season to go find evidence.
Right.
Where they had the inspector who's dressed almost exactly like him.
Right.
Come
right.
In. That's why it was confusing.
It was kind of confusing. Okay.
He comes in and he's like, "Hey, look, I know that you're not actually giving birth." They're like, "Oh crap, it's handmaidens. What's up? Now what?" They arrest him. Then we don't see him again until they release him from the cell.
Well, here we go. Final episode, guys, of this season. Let's wrap it up and wrap it up strong. Let's wrap it up nice and wrap it up tight. Full reaction on Patreon. Support the channel, support the site, and make it tight.
And please don't do the same thing as the last episode of Game of Thrones and just do something that's bad writing.
Shout outs, by the way, to Susan Truesdale in the season finale of this reaction for donating a good amount of money, one of the highest tiers on our Patreon. Thank you for supporting us, because without you, this sort of stuff would not be possible. I'm going to give you a personal call coming soon. All right.
Thanks again, Susan.
Yep.
And for everyone else on Patreon, keep watching.
Yep. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of exclusives. And no bullshit. Starts now.
Yeah, she's lost it.
Daddy issues. What? Whoa!
The baby's not with her.
I'm surprised. What the fuck?
She's putting
dope. Yeah, that's she's doing a Heisman run there. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Yeah, I don't know about all that. How'd she get so good at this now? Okay, no.
Lower them to the rear garden because of the water.
Water. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
You can take the path of the roofs.
Wow. I feel like that was an easier way to do that.
Right? I'm like, you're going to risk giving yourself an infection by cutting yourself open?
Oh, and it's snowing too. Shit. That is so cool, though. Wow. What? What?
Your sword on me.
Oh,
just get off.
Yeah. Get off me. Cave in?
Yeah.
Yep. Hulk. Smash! Thou shalt not pass!
Right? You shall not pass.
Oh.
Baby got bit? Just put it in water.
Nice. And it's
'cause
snow,
ice.
it's ice, yeah,
So
fuck.
I gotta break that. It doesn't feel like Game of Thrones to you?
Like what?
Doesn't feel like Game of Thrones to you?
There's...
Making that last stand at the ice. Let's go, Jon Snow. Break that ice.
Now everybody, I need you to simultaneously tap dance.
Right?
Da-da-da. Yo, niggas better fucking start body dropping people in that ice. Like,
exactly. It's like, why are you not using...
You gotta use the rock bottom on that shit, bro. Damn!
He's John Wicking him.
Oh, no. Is that a bite?
Yep.
Oh, no.
But him falling in might cure him.
Good point. That's dope. God damn! But I think you're right. I think they're gonna pull a Deus Machina, and everybody just falls in the water.
Be nice. Is that a horse?
What the fuck is this?
Oh, the chef.
Ha!
Because he's heavy.
You better Andre the Giant slam that motherfucker right now. Like. Spear! Ha! Yeah!
Finally! Oh!
Nice. Now they gotta make sure they don't freeze to death.
Right?
That's the next problem.
Hypothermia.
Right.
It's okay. Well, there you go. Things came right out of him.
That's wild.
That's disgusting.
Wow, look at his eyes. Yeah. I thought we were done, people.
Yeah, I thought we were done.
I thought we were
what
done.
The hell?
How nobody just people didn't notice that. Nobody really knows what that baby looks like. Just get on out, like, while nobody's looking.
Which again seems pointless to me, but you know.
I mean, that whole discussion
anyone that knew about the baby,
right?
Either dead or don't
exactly,
care.
But not even that. Like, anybody that knew about that also knows the fucking conspiracy and knows how batshit crazy the Queen was.
Yeah,
they know the Queen was responsible for that bullshit to begin with. Why is that kid smiling so much?
Hey, we're having barbecue
finally
tonight.
We have fire.
Yeah,
I'm finally warm again with the corpse of others.
7 years later. Okay.
So we get to see the kid grown up, so yeah. That's what I thought.
Oh, hey, there's the kid. Yeah. What this go? Okay. Burn it all.
Right.
Oh.
Hey, look at him with little facial
Yeah.
body parts.
Slaves.
That's messed up.
Got a nice beat though. Oh shit!
The worm's actually moving.
Oh shit!
The ray was it lied dormant.
Michelle Yale? No.
No.
Okay.
She hunts them. She's like Michonne. She puts the bells on them to attract them to her and controls them.
Right.
So basically what ended up happening is the baby was bitten and it didn't get infected because the brain wasn't developed.
Right, but now that
so
it's
the
developed,
worm basically
yeah.
just like
dormant
until the brain was developed enough. Hence the reason the crown prince is still alive, because, well, someone's got to take the throne.
Well, we're going to need it. Yeah, we're going to need it later. Wow, okay, so... Alright, there you have it, guys. That was the season finale, season 2 finale of Kingdom. Interesting, indeed. It wrapped up differently than I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought, honestly, I thought they could have put a cap on this season right now. Like, they could have put a cap on this series the way we were expecting things to go. However,
it was too popular and
I think so. I think so.
Season.
They set it up very differently, and it's going out into something a lot different than So, all right. Well, here's what I'll say. I'm glad that the prince didn't take his own life.
Yeah, because that would have been a fail for me.
Right.
Because that happens too often.
That would have really sucked. But that would have been kind of poetic as well. I still don't really like the idea that, and that's where I feel like there's kind of a plot hole.
What part?
Well, just the
Dorm being dormant?
No, the whole idea of this fake prince and actual prince, the legitimacy of this baby, I feel didn't even need to be like challenged, or it didn't even need to be an issue, because there were more than enough people that knew exactly, like, it was all a lie, basically. And anybody that was in that room with that queen, it's not like she denied it.
Right.
It's not like she denied it, and it's not, and what's her name? Sobi was there when
everything was said.
Right.
But I look at it like this. He did it for one big reason. So
to stop the controversies.
No, not even
to bring
that.
Peace.
Not just to bring peace, but to give the land and the people a completely new start. And
right.
because he didn't feel worthy of the
right.
crown
exactly.
anymore.
After
he
beheading
was planning, even
before that.
Completely forget about him beheading his deceased father.
Right.
Altogether. He was plotting against his dad and the new mom. True. Because he didn't like the way things were going. True. Because the new mom's family were controlling everything.
True.
I get that. But he's like, even with that said, he shouldn't be plotting against the crown because that's not what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
So because he potentially committed treason, even a little bit,
he wasn't fit for rule.
I'm not fit for this. So instead of fighting to keep the crown, which he basically earned tenfold, bringing the country back together, saving countless numbers of people, and helping to stop the outbreak when he did, he's like, look, the best way to go about doing this, whether people know it or not,
right, is to give a fresh start. Yeah,
fresh start,
clean slate,
and
better.
I leave and try and figure out how to keep this from.
Right,
I make amends by leaving and trying to find out how this started,
essentially,
and keep it from spreading.
Well, I don't even know if he was even thinking that far into it at that moment in time.
No. But he's basically looking at it like, let me leave and make amends by helping the lesser man. That's fine.
No, and I think that's fine. I think that it's essentially going back to what he was trying to originally do from the beginning, when he was kind of already sort of exiled anyways and bouncing. So I get it, and it definitely leads up to a better story. But it kind of sucks though, because it's quite interesting the fact that that kid from what we can assume in Kingdom Season 3, that kid is essentially going to be just like what his dad. Well, what his dad was going to end up the same thing. Is he's not going to know, and he's going to turn. He's going to bite some servants, and then the whole fucking kingdoms. So they're going to have
his dad, because remember his dad was the crown prince's right hand man. So he's
no. What I'm saying, what I'm saying in the books, in the annals and such of what they say, his dad is essentially the
emperor.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that so? What they're
end up being infected, and crazy like his father.
Well, what's going to end up happening again is unless they put him in the water, but no.
I think what's going to happen, not just the water thing, because that could help, especially since he hasn't technically died.
Right.
If anything, since that has been in his body for 7 years, and his body has somewhat become adjusted or accustomed to it, he could end up being a new breed, somewhat of a half breed, and fighting within himself to try and not let it take over. And he'll need the help of his brother and the information that they find while they're out there to try and permanently cure himself.
In all likelihood, I think what's going to end up happening again is basically the kingdom is attacked again from the inside, but at the same time, the crown prince is dealing with
stuff
on the outside in that whole new thing. Now, let's talk about that.
Going up toward northern.
So I'm assuming that was
close to China.
Chinese
slave
Okay, or some sort of,
He said
but
slave trade.
like a Chinese slave trader or something like
I'm
that.
looking at slave trade or potentially prisoners of some sort.
Right.
Slaves and or prisoners.
Could it also be a what do you call it? A Mongolian?
Just because the clothing she
Right.
had on,
It looked
and
very
the sword she
Mongolian,
had,
right?
they
In
tried
that
to give it
big
very
ass axe.
Mongolian
Yeah,
look, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, yo, she's cool.
Yeah.
I want to know more about her. And
I thought
she
it was.
felt
I swear I thought that was Michelle Yeoh though for a second, but.
no, I didn't think it was Michelle Yeoh. But
Or no, actually not Michelle Yeoh. Who
Yeoh.
that? That's the name I was thinking, but I wanted to say.
That's why Kelly Hu.
No, not Kelly Hu. But who still
Shout out
looks
to Kelly
damn
Hu.
good. Yeah. For
She's
50,
still,
yeah,
she's,
yeah.
I don't care how old she is. She's still kicking.
No.
people's butts.
Oh, the Agents of Shield, Mulan, girl.
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield and Mulan are two different actors.
No, that's the same
Yeah.
girl.
No.
The voice actress of Mulan. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking live action. Like they're not the
No,
same
no,
people.
no.
Chloe, not to go.
Is that what her name is?
Yeah, I forget
Chloe?
her last name.
Yeah, okay, but yeah,
But yeah.
anyways, you know, like something, or it's funny that you mentioned that because I also thought it might have been the same actress as the Mulan, live action Mulan.
I didn't because she's too tall.
Okay, yeah, that is true too. Yeah,
But looking at this actress, I like her look.
Yeah.
I like how they introduced her to her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for fans that may get upset for comparing to other shows, be it Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, whatever. It's because those are the popular mediums up until this point. The only thing we have to somewhat compare them to, but she did kind of remind me of a Michonne character where they introduce her to us, and she's basically holding a bunch of bells in her hand, and it's like, yo, you saw the guy they killed, or the girl they killed. I'm not sure if that was a guy or a girl, but
Right.
it had bells on its feet.
Right.
You see the other slaves with bells and stuff on them. So does she have those so she can draw attention to herself so she can kill them, or does she control them with
I
that
think
kind
it's
of stuff?
it's her own army basically. Yeah,
Either way, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
If that's her own army, I'm like, yo. So they'll be using her fighting
Perhaps.
evil with evil kind of thing. That's kind of cool.
Perhaps.
I just want to see her character in action and interacting with our new group.
Yeah. So would you say that season 2 did a better job than season 1?
I think season 1 had a specific impact because there wasn't anything technically like it
Yeah.
out at that time. Season 2 definitely drew away from it and created its own path to
Yeah.
the side with essence
yeah.
of the first season. First season was a bit more slow paced.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was more of, suspenseful intrigue, like, hey, who's gonna win in this
Yeah.
case. This was just like everybody needs to survive
Yeah.
or everybody's dying.
And I'm definitely glad that season 2 picked up the pace into definitely closed the chapter of what everything that we were building up to in season 1. I did not like that ending with season 1, but I'm glad that they really fast tracked season 2.
And there was a time leap because it's 7 years in the future,
Yeah.
which I like because it means any type of flashback, 7 years.
I love that idea though that everybody, anytime you do a time gap, the best way to make it look like a time gap is just to give everybody
Facial
beards.
hair.
Facial hair.
It's like, here's clean
Captain
shaven,
America with the beard and everything.
facial hair, please. Yeah, so as you can see, it's been a 2-week time jump here.
Even though women
with
are
our
going to start
beards.
having the beards in there.
Yikes.
But I'm glad about this, and I'm glad that we actually got to a point because, unfortunately, because of real life events, a lot of other shows had to be put on hiatus. So even The Walking Dead, their season. So next week will be the last episode until the season finale, which they cannot finish right now. So they don't really know. They're just gonna. They just said,
snap.
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So
And I'm like 4 or 5 episodes behind.
which is probably good, but in some sense, so we're gonna get one more
should
episode
just
of The
wait.
Walking Dead, and then it's like they're just like, yo, we're gonna release the next episode later in the year. Same thing with The Flash. We're gonna release. We're gonna whenever we can get back to it.
CW shows I can understand because of what's going on. Some people were injured, unfortunately passed, or have gotten corona. Yeah, someone.
On the CW show.
On
really.
CW shows
okay.
as a whole. So I understand why they're taking the much needed break. That's fine. Walking Dead, I didn't know that. And now knowing that, I think I'm just going to wait till the season finale airs and then just binge watch
Perhaps.
all of it together.
Perhaps. I mean, you just never know. It's just hard because, like, there's a lot of movies that have wrapped, but post-production is just something that still takes time.
And you need manpower to
and
do
yeah,
it.
and unless you're paying somebody a lot of money, and sometimes for people, money is not as important as just your health to go to work and work from home or whatever. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. And you know, now that I think about it, I did it ever rain in this show? Because we found out that water, how convenient, right? Water was kind of the cure, or being submerged in water was the cure, not for the infected, but for...
But basically for the infected, but
infected,
people
but not,
that weren't dead and infected.
I'm kind of...
If they had died and they infected, it doesn't cure them.
Right.
If they were alive and recently bitten and hadn't turned yet...
Right. But I'm kind of wondering, was there ever...
I don't remember.
Right? How
I don't
convenient.
recall
Yeah.
any rain
It snowed,
whatsoever. It snowed.
But it never rained.
It was always cold or snow or it was super sunny. And that was about it. You're right. I don't recall it raining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if it rains, it kind of... Wow. So,
right, so that's
it.
Because it's just right now. It's kind of raining hard right now.
Yeah.
So I just thought about that, because if it had rained, then it wouldn't cure the zombies, but they would stay away from the water.
Stay away from water, that or it may actually make them slow down in spreading as fast.
Right.
Having the rain come down, they wouldn't be biting people as quickly because they're afraid of the water.
Well, my thing is like, no, they just wouldn't go out. They would hide under rocks.
So they'd be afraid of the water. So it's like, okay, I get that.
That's very interesting. It's a damn shame there nobody figured out. Like, I'm actually surprised.
Happen, though? Season 3, it's going to rain and it's not going to affect them because they've evolved.
Oh, okay.
That's
well, what I'm thinking is like they needed to develop some like ancient super soakers and shit. Like they had 7 years for that shit. They ain't walking around with backpacks full of water. Super soak them hoes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, it's like
they need to do some Demon Slayer techniques with the water breathing and shit.
Hey, everybody that was dumped into that lake, they died first, right?
Say what?
They died first and then got infected. You know when they had a bunch of bodies in the beginning, what was that, season 1? And they dumped them in the garden.
Right.
Damn it, the same place.
And they were
they were already dead and then got infected.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's why they didn't come back. Because during the last battle...
Right, all the corpses were just moving, right?
They're just moving. Of course, it wasn't cold outside.
But
so
were
that's
they
why
zombies?
Didn't freeze. Yeah. But that's what I was asking. Were they dead first and then turned? Or what happened?
Or turned and then dumped in the water.
Yeah.
I know what scene you're talking about.
Don't remember. I'm going to go back and double check.
I know what scene you're talking about, right.
Why didn't that cure them? If they weren't dead.
But I don't remember. I remember were those that wasn't the villagers? No, that was. I don't even know who those people were, but I remember that one scene they were talking about, and there were people underwater, like chained and shit. They were chained,
and they were twitching away.
Never even thought about that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your patience in getting to this point.
Does it mean that the worms that infected the Crown Prince were laying dormant also? And everyone that got bitten, they were just laying dormant in them too? Or just the new prince because he was a baby?
Just because he was a baby. I guess and I think that's why it was so important to have that 7-year gap, because I think they're right. Your brain doesn't like fully start to develop until
much later. But also because it makes it easier for casting, because then that kid can actually interact with people.
True.
Fair enough. True. Food for thought. Thank you.
Interesting though. But ultimately I guess I'm okay with that particular ending.
I don't mind it. It would suck if they kill the kid off, because I'm like, man, he didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
And the mom, the lady that turned.
I wonder if she's alive. Yeah.
What do you think it was that lady that turned towards the Crown Prince, the new prince, when they were walking? I gotta go back because like she looks a little different.
That's a good point. It probably is
because we didn't see anything happen to her.
Right, that's probably
after
her.
she was like, oh, she's past
no,
the
you're right.
stage.
Yeah, I can't imagine
chapped lips and that's it.
I can't imagine it's anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the one problem, like which is kind of why animes are sometimes easier when they use different color hair or whatever, because you know, I'm not trying to make it like racist comment or anything like that or stereotypical comment, but yeah, it is sometimes hard to tell
who's who because of the coloring and the clothing and such.
Just because everybody's kind of wearing very similar clothing and similar features, and so it's really hard to tell who's who sometimes. But it's fine though. It's fine.
I think that also works well for the story, because if people don't recognize a person immediately, when they reintroduce them later, it's like, oh, that's right. That person was over here talking to this guy. I like
because I for one, like that one old man that was in the jail, like, and then he came out, and then he, like, I kind of remember him, but I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was
his
the beginning of the council had his face put into the table by Chohawk at like towards the beginning of season 1.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and he was like, take this dude away.
Right, because he
killed everybody else.
He aligned himself with the scholars or something like that.
And they killed killed a bunch of the scholars.
All right.
Either way, this show was amazing.
It was cool.
I liked it.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and to the cast and crew of this production, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kamsahamnida. And if you guys have any events that you would like to invite us, we're only
please.
We're just across the lake, the
just
big old lake.
And if it's a matter of can't get out and about to do it, we'll do it on live stream. That's fine.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Kamsahamnida. And talk to you next time. Peace.